Julie Chrisley coming home early extreme possibility. It looks like Chrisley knows best alum Julie Chrisley's early release from prison is an extreme possibility. She is currently serving 7 years in a Kentucky federal medical center. So far, her sentence has been shortened by a little over a year. Yet could she see even more shaved off? Read on for more details. Julie Chrisley coming home early extreme possibility. It was not bad enough for the Chrisley family that Todd and Julie Chrisley were being sent away for a total of 19 years. They had also been sent to separate facilities. He headed to Pensacola, Florida, and Julie was off to Kentucky. Communication was an uphill battle as they could really only email with one another. Their daughter, Savannah Chrisley, shared that they would relay messages through her. She was the one who would emphasize to her parents how much they loved each other. It still has not been the same, and there was hope they would have their case heard again in March 2024. This is a rare situation, but it gave them some hope, and since then, both sentences have been reduced slightly. Of course, that is better than nothing, but it is now Julie who has the best chance of coming home even earlier. According to People, Savannah had her parents' lawyer on her podcast recently. Alex Little shared his thoughts on Julie's early exit and why it could happen. If she is resentenced in the summer or the fall of next year, I think her sentence should be substantially reduced. He added that some mistakes had been made when she was first sentenced, hence the resentencing. That being said, she may come home as soon as 2025, given a 3-year sentence. Exiting early. As aforementioned, Todd and Julie Chrisley will be leaving their prisons early. He is set to be released on January 22, 2033. That's close to 2 years prior to when he was supposed to exit. As for Julie, she is currently expected to leave Kentucky on October 19, 2028. Again, this could all change, but as Alex Little explained, no one wants false hope. As Julie Chrisley nears the 2-year mark of her 7-year prison sentence, whispers of an early release have begun to circulate. For months, fans and family members have been hoping, if not expecting, that her time in confinement could be reduced due to good behavior and legal factors working in her favor. But could this extreme possibility be more than just wishful thinking? The spark of hope. Julie's attorney hinted at recent updates that have turned her case into one to watch closely. With federal law updates and good behavior policies shifting slightly, Julie's legal team has reason to believe she may soon be granted an early release or a significant reduction in her sentence. Julie, a beloved mother, wife, and reality star from Chrisley Knows Best, has spent these last 2 years immersed in personal reflection, reportedly holding fast to her faith and focusing on building up her fellow inmates. The attorney remarked on her remarkable fortitude, which has apparently made her a positive presence even within the walls of the prison. The idea of an early release has electrified Julie's fan base, family, and even fellow inmates. While some skeptics argue that she shouldn't be given special treatment, Julie's advocates point out that she's demonstrated genuine remorse and an inspiring resilience. Her early release would mark not only a new chapter for her, but also a powerful comeback narrative that many believe Julie is well prepared to step into. Adjustments to life on the inside. Julie's initial months in prison were tough, adjusting from a life of luxury to the grittier daily realities of prison life. Known for her glamorous lifestyle, Julie initially struggled to adapt to the rigid schedules and simple routines of prison life. However, she reportedly took the challenge in stride, quickly gaining respect for her calm demeanor and empathetic approach. Over time, she became known as the mother hen within her prison community, offering advice, encouragement, and support to women who, like herself, found themselves at a difficult crossroads. Her compassion toward others made a lasting impact. Julie took it upon herself to participate in educational programs, devoting time to counseling fellow inmates, and even teaching basic life skills that helped others cope. According to insiders, Julie's record is exemplary, and she's shown a dedication that's rarely seen in such a short period. Good behavior points. The legal route. Within the federal prison system, good behavior points can indeed lead to early release. According to Julie's attorney, her dedication to following the rules and her volunteer work have put her in a favorable position. These points alone may not be enough to shorten her sentence by a considerable margin, but the attorney suggested that recent discussions in Congress over reforming nonviolent crimes could play a significant role. Current prison reform initiatives focus on reducing the sentences of nonviolent offenders with good behavior, especially when they demonstrate rehabilitative progress. Julie, as her supporters argue, checks every box. With mounting pressure from various advocacy groups pushing for the overhaul of sentences for nonviolent offenses, Julie's legal team is exploring whether these reforms could potentially apply to her case. The ripple effect on the Chrisley family. If Julie were to come home earlier than anticipated, it would change the dynamics of the Chrisley family drastically. Since her incarceration, Todd Chrisley, her husband, has faced his own legal troubles and is currently serving a lengthier sentence. Their children have endured countless hardships, becoming overnight caretakers to one another and rallying around their younger siblings. Savannah Chrisley, their eldest daughter, has taken on the role of primary caregiver for her younger siblings, Grayson and Chloe. The strain has been evident, and Savannah has spoken openly about the challenges and sacrifices involved. Julie's return could mean an end to the struggles Savannah has had to shoulder alone. More than anything, her presence would bring a mother's love, guidance, and stability back to a family that has been weathering the storm for too long. Beyond the family, fans of Chrisley Knows Best have stood by the family, holding out hope for a reunion. Julie's return could mean the revival of the family's television presence, allowing viewers to witness the resilience of a family tested to their limits. Some fans are hoping for a show that covers Julie's return and her reintegration into her family's life. Her journey from reality star to inmate and back again would be a compelling story of redemption and forgiveness that would resonate with audiences. Julie's vision for the future. Throughout her imprisonment, Julie reportedly kept her faith and her vision for a better future close at heart. She has used her time to focus on personal growth and has engaged in spiritual practices that she feels will strengthen her resolve in the years to come. Sources close to Julie say that she wants to use her story as a platform to raise awareness about prison reform and rehabilitation for nonviolent offenders. Her goal, as shared by friends and family, is to advocate for change, both within the system and outside of it. Julie has expressed a deep empathy for the struggles of others and hopes to work with organizations that assist families separated by incarceration. Her time in prison has instilled a sense of responsibility in her to make a difference for others who may not have the same level of support and resources she has. If Julie is granted an early release, she plans to start a foundation focused on providing resources for women facing re-entry into society. Her experience has given her a first-hand understanding of the challenges these women face, and she hopes to create a support system for them to find stable employment, housing, and mental health resources. She stated that this mission has given her purpose during her time away and is something she would continue working toward upon her release. A community divided. Public opinion around Julie's potential early release is divided. While fans of the Chrisley family believe that Julie deserves a second chance, others argue that early release would send the wrong message about accountability. Critics of the possible early release have pointed to the fact that Julie was involved in a high-profile financial fraud case, arguing that she should be held to the same standard as any other person convicted of similar crimes. Yet those in favor of Julie's release argue that she has already paid a steep price. They cite her nonviolent record, her good behavior, and her advocacy for others as reasons she should be granted the chance to return to her family sooner. Supporters argue that Julie's impact on her prison community demonstrates that her rehabilitation is genuine and that society would benefit more from her efforts on the outside than from prolonged incarceration.